everybody, and welcome to Women of Uncertain Age. I'm Karen.
I'm Philippa.
We're talking.
And you're eavesdropping. So, thank you all for coming today. We have a very special episode. We're going to be talking about music and how it has an impact on relationships and on our lives. And so, to start that conversation, I thought we would start with our musical guests, the Sweater Set. Yay!
to see.
Amazing.
So you see why I love them so much. So this is Maureen Andari and Sarah Curtin. And I just want to tell a quick little story. Years ago, I sat on a grant panel at the DC Arts Commission. And this sort of, you weren't shy, but you were a little awkward. I mean, in a loving way.
Maybe just nervous.
A little nervous. Maureen came up and did I guess it was sort of like an audition, but that was like your application for the grant. I don't remember why it was like that. And I was like blown away by this person. She had this beautiful voice, and it was, this ability to play an instrument, which I'm so jealous of, but it was so witty and clever and brilliant, and I was so blown away by it that as soon as I could, I called her. I was like, you have to work with me. We're doing all these cool events. And so that's how I first met her. And I feel like, that was years ago. Now we've sort of grown up together in a way and become part of, really help the DC art scene along. You're such an integral part of it. So yeah, she's amazing. And then I realized she teamed up with Sarah, and she's amazing. So anyway, I'm gushing. I'm sorry. I'm totally gushing, but I love these two so much. So I'm really happy that you're here.
Well,
thank you.
Yes, and thank you for facilitating. You've created so many incredible spaces for art. I mean, without you, we couldn't exist. So thank you so much.
Okay, this wasn't meant to be a love session, y'all, but
let's
let's drink to that, y'all.
Cheers.
Cheers.
We had to work that in somehow.
I know,
right?
exactly.
An excuse to have the champagne.
Exactly.
But we're really lucky to have you here today because, I don't remember how it came up, but we were talking about music and the way that it works your mood and the way it influences, what's going on in your life influences music and vice versa, especially at breakup times, and
Oy.
Yeah.
So, is there music you have to avoid? These kinds of things.
Happy music.
No, I
have to avoid happy music.
I always did.
I have to avoid Elliott Smith very specifically.
Why? Well, I go
why
deep
that
down
specific?
the rabbit hole.
Yeah. Well, why Elliott Smith specifically?
I mean, because he's just down. I mean, Elliott Smith killed himself. He stabbed himself in the heart. So
Lord, I didn't know that.
Oh yeah. So
that.
if you, that's how he. Yeah.
Say no more.
Yeah.
So basically, I don't want to stab myself in the heart, but.
Yeah.
So it's good.
And you don't want to be the cause of somebody stabbing them in the heart.
Right.
Themselves.
Exactly.
Okay.
So I only listen to Elliott when I'm very, solid, feel good about myself.
Okay, but I have a question about that. So if you're already in an awesome mood, don't you want music that's going to keep you there? Even though, okay, I can listen to a downer and maybe that's just going to bring me so far because I'm already, when I'm in a great mood, I want more music that's going to keep me in a great mood. But you're willing to flirt with a bring down.
Well, I like to feel reflective. It's not just I'm happy or I'm sad. If I'm feeling reflective, and especially if I'm thinking about addiction or alcoholism, which is something that I think about a lot, I listen to Elliott Smith.
And it doesn't make you want to have a drink?
Right. But when I'm happy, I really like to listen to Marvin Gaye.
Oh,
okay.
Nice
choice.
Motown, yes.
Yeah.
What about you, Sarah? What do you avoid?
Happy
if you-
music. So
Yeah.
during breakups, I feel like that's the time for me to really delve deeply into the saddest shit possible.
What's an
And,
example of that?
Well, Elliott Smith is a great example.
Oh my gosh.
Maybe the Ryan Adams
God.
29 album specifically, because he has some good happy ones too. Yeah. But it's all about breakups and stuff. And I like that because it feels like you're not the only one going through it. And
That's true.
everyone hates life as much as you, and that's cool.
See,
At the
that-
time.
Yeah. A good breakup album is Sea Change.
Oh yeah.
Whoa.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Good one.
I'm getting
But
depressed.
that's also good. But that one's also good. I feel like if you're just lying on the beach and enjoying a really bright hot day. So that one could go both ways.
If you're lying on the beach alone.
Or with everyone you know and love. I
How
don't
about
know.
walking through London in the rain? I just
Ooh,
listened to
good
Sea
one.
Change to that. Yeah, it really brought me
Nice.
down.
That was an appropriate song for the mood and the
Right
city.
for London and
yeah.
it was a really.
What happy music do you listen to, if any?
We're going
one's
to need to
harder.
give
Yeah.
them time to think
Yeah,
about
this
it.
one's
This is
harder.
I really like-
I should have studied.
I really like Bitty Orca. Like it's just,
Oh.
it's not
Oh, the Dirty
necessarily happy,
Projectors,
the
yeah.
Dirty Projectors, but it's like full of energy and life, and I just like get so amped up.
Yeah, stuff
And-
that's like really percussive and interesting to listen to, like
Tune
like
Yards.
Tune Yards and Dirty Projectors.
Okay.
Love them.
Yeah.
But also some Motown, like some Temptations,
Oh, it's hard to beat
some
that.
Marvin Gaye. I mean, yeah, it's just the best. I mean, that just brings a smile to my face.
Yeah.
Like nobody doesn't like that music. Like
Yeah.
if you don't like that music,
yeah, there's
you're
something
not
wrong with
human.
you.
Dead
Right.
Yeah, I agree.
So, I was thinking about like recently this fella that I was hanging out with, he made me a CD of a mix CD.
Old school.
Yeah, it was
I
a
love
CD
that.
though,
Yeah.
so it wasn't super old school. It was in a
that's
tape.
Pretty.
And
Yeah,
it wasn't even a playlist.
That's true. He actually handed me a physical object.
Kind of like that.
I love it.
It was cute, but I played it and I was like, like I didn't love his selections. And
Ooh.
yeah,
Oh, deal breaker. No.
do you think that should be like should I have just ditched him right there and then?
No.
no.
Okay.
No.
Because normally I like to be introduced to new music, and that's cool. But I didn't
That's a big
love,
deal, though.
I didn't love what he played me.
See, I went through that. Like, I try to be really open-minded about music. Like, I take the same approach to that as I do wine. Like, I will try anything.
Right.
I might not love everything, but
Anything.
I can find something to like in most things, right? So I wasn't bothered at first when my ex-husband and I didn't have the same taste in music. But what really got
What did
me-
he like?
I
Country,
knew you're-
western.
No, I could have lived with that.
Sorry. Did I offend anyone? I'm sorry.
I'm worried. I hope I don't offend anyone when I say this, but he liked smooth jazz.
I think we can all agree, right? Wait, Sarah.
It's not my preferred genre.
Okay.
See,
that's
that's
very
kinda-
diplomatic. But you.
That was how I approached it. It's not my preferred genre, but I tried to be okay with it, and I kind of was until the day when "Let's Go Crazy" by Prince was smooth jazzified, and that was it.
Oh, like covers, like smooth jazz covers of incredible songs.
He just
Oh,
laid
gotcha.
waste.
How much
to
longer
a
were you married to
beautiful
him after
song.
that?
Not very. A matter of a couple of months. So
So I mean,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
want to ask you, Philippa, why didn't you like the songs? Is it just not your genre?
just wasn't my thing.
Or
It wasn't
maybe-
smooth
or were they,
jazz.
like, dumb, you know?
No, they weren't even dumb. It just wasn't my thing. It was sort of that dance club music kind of stuff, which is fine, but I don't want a whole CD of that.
It's not
Yeah.
your thing.
To like just
Yeah.
like work to or write or you know what I mean?
Well, so probably like you
But-
were hoping to kind of connect over music, and
Exactly.
and it didn't end up being a point of connection.
Exactly.
Yeah, I get that.
Whereas my ex-husband had excellent taste in music, and so my influences from music are very much because of him. So maybe that's why we actually stayed together for a long time.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think music's really
Well,
important
it's
in
really
a
important
relationship.
to you, specifically.
Yeah, clearly.
Yeah,
yeah,
it's really
clearly.
Yeah.
important.
But you all are musicians, so I feel like it should be extra important to you. No?
I've never ended a relationship because of differences of opinion music-wise.
Yeah.
But I did date someone once who didn't like the Beatles.
Yeah.
And I found that to
Interesting.
be upsetting.
Yeah.
I don't like the Beatles.
That doesn't.
Oh, well, we can't date then, I guess.
But
Because I learned my lesson that other time.
Wait, do you actively dislike, or you just it's not your thing?
It's not my thing, but
Yeah.
to be clear, like I had this heated discussion with a friend of mine about that. I said, wait, I play music myself, and so I appreciate what they did and their like significance in the history of music and all that. So totally good with that. I get it. I just don't
Backpedal.
love them myself.
You just don't swoon with
Yeah.
nostalgia like every time you hear
No,
it.
not unless it's the bubblegummy stuff, you know.
oh my
Well,
gosh.
my boyfriend doesn't dislike the Beatles, but he's a Rolling Stones guy.
there's
He
always that,
prefers the Stones, and I was like, "What the hell?" You know, I couldn't believe it. But you know, he'll listen to the Beatles when I put them on and like sing along, and he likes
you're
it when
a
I
Beatles
play
person.
Beatles. Oh, I'm a total Beatles person. But I downloaded Some Girls and a couple other Stones records when we started dating, and I was like, okay. I see the appeal. Like, this is energetic and vibrant
Right.
music, and you know, if I can ignore like some of the racism and sexism in the music, then it's okay. But
you also don't dislike.
I don't dislike the Stones. And
Yeah.
they're good. They're good. Obviously,
Yeah.
they're good. I appreciate that he's introduced me to them, and that now I know more of their songs. And who doesn't love Beast of Burden? I've always loved
That's
that
a great
song.
song.
It's a great song.
Wow.
That's a great song. Is he a musician?
For fun. So
Okay.
enough that, you know, one of our first dates, we went to a guitar shop. What's the one in College Park? It's so good. Atomic or no? Not
That
Atomic.
one's in Virginia.
No,
Sounds
anyways,
romantic.
we went to a guitar shop and we played all these used guitars, and we both walked out with one. And you know, so we had a great time. We were there for 4 hours. So it's fun that we can both appreciate guitars, since I'm a guitar teacher and I'm really obsessed, and I'm a collector. So he also like co-signs my bullshit when I want to buy like an $1,800 instrument.
Nice.
He's like,
Wow.
yeah, it's beautiful. That's
Do
a
it,
great
do it."
idea. Do it.
Does
Which
he have
is
a
great.
brother?
He does. But
Oh, well. I'm just saying.
Oh.
So, are they ever worried? Well, is your boyfriend ever worried? Do people that are in relationships with you worry that you're going to write songs about them?
They don't. They don't worry about it. I've been lucky. I've dated a bunch of musicians. Maureen and I both have, and now we're in relationships with not professional musicians, and it's nice. But I've been lucky that even the musician relationships I've had, they didn't listen to lyrics at all, and so I could say whatever I wanted, and they didn't know. They're like, "This one's nice."
But was it about them ever?
Oh, sure.
Yeah, okay. Of course. Yeah.
Oh,
'Cause
I
had
mean,
this
absolutely.
problem.
That's how
Yeah.
this last song, that's how I broke it to my current boyfriend that I'm going to have dementia. So, you know, I was like,
You're
but if
planning
you
on it.
didn't, yeah, it runs in my family, I'm probably going to get it. So if that's like a reality. And if you listen to the words, you'll learn about the future, you know?
Yeah, no, I mean, I this fellow that, well, we're no longer, but he was always listening to our podcast and getting upset. And like, stop listening to the podcast.
Yeah, it
That's
makes
the
you
solution.
upset.
It upsets you, so stop. So we're no longer.
right.
Because he didn't stop listening
He
to the
didn't
podcast.
stop listening.
Yeah.
So I was like,
It's dangerous.
One of the things I was really enjoying about listening to you guys is how different the music and the lyrics were at times. Like, you'd have this like
Sure.
nice, you know, very like major chords and melodies, and then these like hilariously cynical lyrics to go along with it. So, you know, what's behind that?
I don't know. I guess, well, the element of surprise, but it's not like when we sit down, we're like, I'm going to write a surprisingly cynical song. You know, it just sort of comes out. I think it's the way we speak, too, and like our humor as real people.
yeah.
It's total honesty.
Yeah.
You know, that bridge
Yes.
in the song Happy, it's really true. If I was not medicated, I would not be able to be in a good relationship like this. I'm serious. I've been in years of therapy. I mean, you know, and it's been great for me. And so I'm just really honest. And I think honesty really surprises people.
Yeah, it does.
No, you're
Absolutely.
That's so true.
It's vulnerable.
Yeah.
And it's so simple and so easy.
But I
just be
think people are
honest.
drawn to that too.
Definitely.
And so so it's like, whoa, that's amazing, because most people aren't that way, so they're usually drawn to the thing that they kind of want to be, but they're afraid to be.
It's also kind of an easy way to relate.
Not that's not the reason why I like your music.
Oh,
though.
no.
I'm very vulnerable and honest. No,
Yeah,
sorry.
yeah. But it's also through humor, it's an easy way to relate to people about serious topics.
I totally
Yeah,
agree.
yeah. That's good.
Even though we might like crack a joke every now and then, it always comes back to something a little darker, a little bit more introspective, reflective, you know, and honest, I guess.
Well, we were talking about this along the vulnerability lines. You know, it means something to share your taste in, to disclose your taste in music to somebody, because you don't know how they're going to react to it. And I once said that I would rather somebody steal my wallet than my iPod because of some of the songs that are on it.
What's the most embarrassing song
No,
on your
see, I was
iPod?
going to ask you.
Oh, well, I asked first.
Oh no.
Well, you should say one
Embarrassing.
song. Yeah.
It's hard because there are many of them, but I do own, and there's a good reason for it, but I own What Makes You Beautiful by One Direction.
My roommate and I
Sure.
choreographed choreographed a dance to that song.
Oh, yeah, I feel so much
Great.
better.
It was during a snowpocalypse situation. We choreographed a really great dance.
Really? Can you do it right now? No,
Do you
okay,
remember?
It's a 2-person. I mean, we
Okay,
really
okay.
need. It's got this.
Was it
arc.
acro?
It's got moves.
Yeah.
So what about you?
My most embarrassing song, but it was a joke, so I'm like, it was a joke, but
You
I
don't get to explain it
right,
away.
right. I had Air Supply's "We're All Out of Love" or something like that, and it actually came on once when I was sort of in the throes of maybe smooching somebody, and like everything came to a screeching halt when that came on. Like, what the hell is that? It was
Yep.
yeah, but I was like, no, it's a joke. Ha, ha, ha. I'm like, it didn't work. What about you? Do you have an embarrassing song?
I'm having a hard time because they might seem embarrassing, but they remind me of times in my life. You know, like the embarrassing pop stuff. I love pop music.
Like what?
Oh, I mean, if you open my iTunes and, you know, if you played shuffle, it's like, who is this person, basically. But the first song has always been Aaliyah, because it's in the A's.
Right.
No,
Yeah.
it's amazing. But like that reminds me of that time.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
all of them, you know, they just, I don't know. So it's hard for me to think of it as embarrassing. Like I love my Ludacris and Nelly songs.
But
from
I think
high school.
that's the beauty of music too. Like it brings you back to that time in your life, and it reminds
Exactly.
you of a happy. Usually for me, it's a happy time, not usually a sad time.
Oh, sometimes it's sad.
Well,
That Sarah McLachlan album, Surfacing.
Oh, geez.
Woo! That's one that if it comes on, like I
Yeah.
haven't listened to it since, but it reminds me of a sad time at 13.
that's
See,
a difficult age.
It is. Like I found when I was putting together a list of like the songs that would be on the soundtrack of my life, I found a lot of them were coming out of that time period.
Yeah. Music is really important when you're a teenager.
It is. And it was the 80s. So the 80s. There are some regrettable choices in there. But there are certain songs that make me cry. Like the minute I hear the first measure, you know, they make me cry because of some memory they evoke.
Well, plus, like in your teen years, you're totally hormone ridden, and you have more time to listen to music. Like I feel like I don't have as much time to listen to music, so I don't totally know what's current. I mean, how do you all? I mean, you're musicians, so I assume you stay up on what's current. And
I have a huge problem with embarrassing songs. I have more embarrassing songs maybe than not embarrassing songs.
Oh, yay, do tell.
And it's a way that I keep current, but I only keep current with really embarrassing bad stuff.
like what?
Well, I teach guitar to children. So I can play all the songs from Frozen. I know every single Taylor Swift song. And I
nice.
love Taylor Swift now. Thanks, students. So, like, I went to the trouble of getting tickets to go see her perform.
Oh my God.
in Nashville.
Voluntarily.
Voluntarily.
Nice.
Yes, and I ingratiated my roommate into this cult, and now we sing Taylor Swift songs together at home. It is so embarrassing, and I was very embarrassed to admit it to my current boyfriend when we started dating, that I have this, that I'm a fan. And I blame my guitar students, because they make me learn Justin Bieber songs.
Oh
They
my
make me
gosh.
learn- They make me learn, you know, Ellie Goulding, like whoever is that they like.
Right.
You know, I learn because the kids, even if they're like 11 and they don't have any good taste at all, I really can't make them into like Elliott Smith or Beck. Like they just don't. They don't want to learn that stuff, and
Yeah.
so I let them pick what they're drawn to, and they're kids, so they have bad taste, obviously.
But can't you influence their
not
taste?
obviously, but also
Generally-
speaking of embarrassing songs, I guess one of the tweets that was circulating today to promote this podcast included the link of our YouTube video live cover of "Call Me Maybe,"
Which is
so
hilarious.
that's kind of perfect for this topic. And you know, that's a semi-embarrassing song. It's catchy as hell and amazing.
yes,
But
it
yeah,
is.
so that is the thing that is circulated today. Be like, do you know the sweater set? This is them
Right.
doing this song.
Yeah, and I know like boy bands and like Disney bands, like you wouldn't believe, like things you've never heard of. Lemonade Mouth, R5.
Yeah,
Like
never.
what
I
is
don't know
that?
this.
I know.
Does anybody
It's
know this?
horrible.
I
It's
don't
like
know.
a liability of my profession. It's
Yeah.
very embarrassing.
Well, you know what? I think you're still amazing no matter what. And the time went by so fast.
Oh no, are we over?
Well, I mean, but we want to hear a little bit more from
Wow.
you. Is that good? Can we?
Yeah.
Yeah. Can we hear a little Taylor Swift?
No.
No.
No. I
Well-
haven't forced Sarah into that yet.
Yeah, that's true. I
good.
haven't
Yeah.
made it.
Well,
Well, do I have time to say
Yes.
I prepared one nugget about relationships, music
Yes.
relationships, and you brought it up, like opening up your musical taste to someone is important.
big deal.
So my boyfriend and I now share very similar musical tastes, and current, he's really up on like new bands that are happening, and we're lucky that we have a lot of friends that are in budding bands here in New York, and so we share a great taste collective now, and our collection is great together. But when we try to reminisce about the past, it is like polar opposites. He was a metal and like emo fan in high school, and then came to kind of contemporary,
Contemporary.
sad bastard country stuff and indie rock now. And I was a pop, hip hop baby from here, and then came to more contemporary sort of indie rock
So
now.
what did you do? Just
we
avoid
absolutely
talking about
can't.
it?
Yeah, he comes
Yeah.
home and I'm watching like, top 100 hot, sexy dance videos from the 90s, dancing along and singing to all of them, and he's like, I gotta go. I don't even. Yeah.
But together, you guys make up.
Yeah, we
like
have the
an
whole
enormous
spectrum.
catalog
Yeah.
of music.
Yeah.
That's
Well, we
amazing.
all know discussions
But it is
about
embarrassing. I was embarrassed for him when he told me about his past.
not of him, for
Yeah,
him.
for him.
Well, the past is always a minefield in relationships, so like less is more, talk about it and move on, right?
It's kind of like, well, never mind.
Sorry.
So, can we hear another couple songs? Yes.
Yeah.
Yay! We're gonna have an accordion, y'all.
Okay, so this next song is it's called My Fears, and it's about trying to sleep with someone, but not in a sexy way. It's not about seduction, it's about actually like falling asleep in the same bed in a new relationship and how awkward that is. And the basic gist of the song is, I have night terrors, do you still want to date me?
Wow.
Ready? You can crawl to bed with me, long as you don't run away. I see dreams like I shades, tossing sheets all over the place. I got bugs crawling in my mind. A big one on my pillow, swear I saw it in my eyes. Ripple light disappears, sleeping always brings my fears. My fears, my fears. Speak, it's hard having you here. I never know what I might say. My darkest just before I wake. You're the first person from here sleeping next to me, my dear. My dear, my dear.
And now we have one about breakups.
Good. I love breaking up.
Well, yeah, you'll love breaking up, but if you're on one side of it, it's better.
True.
So that's what this song is about. Oh, I want to get my
Foot
foot,
tambo?
my foot part on.
one of those things.
Triple test.
I wish I could say you lost me. I wish I could say it's so. I wish every day you lost me, but you gave me up long ago. Remember the time we were dancing? You sat there till 1:45 and left me to ride away begging and gasping for air to survive. But now that I'm arguably older, and though it is winter once more, I jump if you dial my number, forgetting my heart on the floor. And it's better, better, better to be the breaker. Cherishing every beginning, but falling apart in the end. Oh, it's better, better, better to be the breaker.
Thank you all for coming today.
Yay! Thank you. Great job.
It should be longer.
You're fantastic.
That was really
Loved
fun.
it.
Thank you all. It's over.
Hooray.